Hi, everyone. So glad you're here. Welcome back to the latest episode of Plan for the Magic. This is episode 19, which I mistakenly called our last episode, episode 19, but here we are. Nonetheless, I am Audrey. I am here with my friend and co-host, Dave, and hopefully we have some things to share tonight that will help you plan or wing your next vacation to Walt Disney World. So let's get started because we're going to talk about food.
Yes.
This is another Disney podcast production.
Sorry about that, everyone. Can you tell that I have not had dinner yet? Because this is going to be a painful, yet exciting, but painful, hunger painful conversation.
There you go. Love that play on words. Okay. Well, let me start this conversation by saying food at Walt Disney World is complicated, delicious. There are so many facets to it. We are in no way going to tackle that in the next 30-ish minutes. So we're going to take a bite out of things. Wah, wah.
Oh, dear.
I know.
Well, all of that long explanation that Audrey just said, you were like, food at Walt Disney World is, and you had all of that stuff. I can just sum up with food at Walt Disney World is my jam.
Yeah.
It is my jam.
I love it. My jam. All right. So what I thought I would do in this episode is we can chat about kind of the general categories of food.
Okay.
And then we're going to tackle one of them, which is table service and particularly making reservations for those.
Yeah.
All right. So you're going to have to chime in here with, I would love to hear what your particular jams are in any of these categories. And the first one I know this might not sound important, but in Disney World Land, snacks are critical to the Disney experience. And I would say there are regular snacks, right? You can walk in and you can get an apple, you can get a bag of potato chips, and so that's fine. So that's not really where we're going to place our emphasis.
No?
There are unique and quintessential Disney snacks. So I have to ask you, are you like a Mickey bar, a Mickey pretzel, where are you when it comes to Disney snacks?
My all-time favorite, This is so bad. My all-time favorite Disney snack of all time in the history of all time is not there anymore.
What?
So this is okay. When you would do like the quick service meals, especially at your resorts, mostly this was at your resorts, and you would get like whatever, and it always came with a dessert. And that little carrot cake that was like processed food was the most magical. That icing was straight from heaven. And Audrey, it's gone. It's gone.
Oh, no.
So, but my backup is, and if I'm wrong, please somebody contact us and let us know.
Well,
my favorite is there's only one place that you can get it, and it's at the launching pad, and that is the cream cheese pretzel.
Oh.
That is my jam. Kim and I, that is our weakness. Now, I will say this: if you live near a Wawa has them.
Oh,
it
really?
It is like 0.4% as good as the Disney one, but they have it. So that's my favorite.
Okay, so what's interesting, Andrew and I, when we were there, we ate at oh my gosh, my brain is going at the Contemporary. It used to be called the Top of the World, but that's not what it's called anymore.
Oh,
What's
I don't
the
even
restaurant at the top of the? Oh my gosh, California Grill. Gracious.
Yes. Okay.
One of their desserts was like the 50th sampler, and it was 5 of the original desserts, and one of them was the carrot cake.
Shut your mouth.
I'm not. I mean, I probably won't. Shut my mouth.
All right, I'm booking and see what flights we got tomorrow.
I wonder if that was it.
Oh my gosh, it has to be.
I remember it was like 5 different things, but I specifically remember the carrot cake because that's the one I love. Cream cheese icing.
Oh, that from your mouth to my ears. No, from your. It was going to sound creepy if I said from. Yep. Yes, we both love that. Please move on.
Yes. Okay. So for our family, well, I have to say this trip that we're taking in the next couple of weeks, for the first time, we're going to be doing pin collecting and pin trading.
Nice.
And one of the gifts that I got our youngest when we were there, just the 2 of us, was the Disney Snacks lanyard starter kit.
Yeah.
So it has like all the different snacks on the lanyard, and then the first ones have anyway. So snacks are a thing. They are for us the Dole Whip. I mean, I'm a Polynesian girl. That's, I mean, not me, but that's where we stayed always when I was growing up. And so the Dole Whip, that is a quintessential Disney thing to me. The Mickey shaped bars, the Mickey ice cream sandwiches, the Mickey pretzels with or without the peel top cheese.
Oh, yes. The cheese. You have to have the cheese.
Oh my gosh. It's so good.
The plastic cheese.
So that is one category. And it's a thing. Snacks is like
we could do a whole episode because when you especially when you get into parks, right? Which obviously we were just into parks, but and now you get around holidays, and I mean every holiday. I promise you right now there are
St. Patrick's
themed like desserts that are a bit like, I mean, that's what happens when you get these amazing pastry chefs that like are all over property and can create these amazing concoctions. So it is never ending.
I forgot about the popcorn and the popcorn buckets. Yeah. Snacks are a whole thing.
Yes.
Separate episode. We will return to those.
For sure.
The second category are quick service. So think fast food and how they function, but, and there certainly are burgers and hot dog locations, but honestly, the quick service restaurants at Walt Disney World are getting phenomenal. There are some terrific walk up, and now you can mobile order on the app, which is terrific.
All right, we have to stop at each category and give our favorites, but keep going.
Okay. Yes. So quick service, don't need a reservation. You can order on the app, just go up, order your food, you can get it, go find a spot. And they are all over the place.
Yes.
And do you have a favorite?
Oh, yes.
Just one favorite?
Yes. I will go just stressful. Like if we don't go on a trip and I don't eat there, and it was closed for a significant amount of time. It was open for the 50th when we went. And that is, I just went blank, so it can't be my favorite anymore. How horrible is that? It's the seafood one at Magic Kingdom.
Columbia Harbor House.
Yes.
Oh my
just
gosh.
Because that's when you compare, let me just say this, and I know I'm going to step on some toes here. Columbia Harbor House, or what's the one in Tomorrowland? The big one where Sunny is.
Yes. Yeah.
And we're horrible. We're getting old.
I know. I was not cute.
Everyone is screaming into their device right now the name of this and laughing at us. But here's the thing. They're on the same level. Yes, right. They are not on the same level.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, the one in Tomorrowland is
category of restaurant.
Awful. Yes.
Very different quality food. Yeah.
All right, what's yours?
Yeah, I mean, oh my gosh. I have to say I'm the least well-versed on quick service. I feel like I'm the table service queen and snack queen. That's my jam. I do think the Flame Tree barbecue at Animal Kingdom is delicious.
Okay.
And I actually think it's a terrific meal sharing situation. They have pulled pork fries that are a side that are totally a meal you can eat. And then they have the the ribs and chicken. I don't know exactly what it is, but with two, which is very easily splittable between two people. And it
we clearly need to do a Disney foodie podcast.
I know we do. It's so good. So that I'm trying to think of other, Epcot Sunshine Terrace has incredible food.
No, anyway. You can't keep going. You can only pick one.
I know. Okay,
because we fumbled the ball right off the bat and didn't say beignets. So, like, I mean.
Oh my God. Let me tell you, I told my kids we were talking about food tonight, and I said, "What do I talk about?" And one of them said Dole Whips, and the other one said beignets.
There we go. I remembered that, and I made sure to fit it in.
Thank you. Okay, beignets. French Quarter, Port Orleans French Quarter. How many times am I going to say it?
Or go to Disneyland. You can get them inside Disneyland or outside Disneyland at Downtown Disney. Come on, Disney World, wake up. Get it in more places.
I know. All right, so we're going to settle in. Everybody get cozy. We're going to settle in around table service. So there are two categories of, well, actually there's three kinds of table service restaurants. There is one that is what you would sort of consider any kind of table service. You sit down, you order your food, they bring it to you, that's great. The second category is character dining. So, and those can be where people, family style, they can be individual plates, or they can be a buffet, but that is really a kind of a separate level of dining. They tend to be more expensive. They are often harder reservations to get. And they're all over both resorts and in the parks. It's nice that you can do character dining at a resort. You don't have to be in a park to get it, but there are fewer right now still. Ohana's character breakfast has not returned. Anyway, there's a few that still have not come back, but hopefully everything will eventually come back. All of those character meals will come back, which will, I think, also because the crowds have been so high and there are still limited experiences. These reservations are even more difficult to get.
Yes.
And then the third character is what Disney calls signature dining experiences. And those can be just incredibly sophisticated menus and atmosphere. They can also be like a dinner show. We just found out this week that the Spirit of Aloha dinner dining experience at the Polynesian is closed forever, which is an original attraction and makes me a little bit sad. There may or may not be video evidence of me being dragged onto the stage for the audience participation part of that experience.
Dragged or willingly?
I was like, oh, sure. And then I had to try to participate in, I believe, was the hula or some version of that, and didn't go well. Anyway, but the other one is Hoop-Dee-Doo Review, which has my heart and will have my heart forever.
Yes.
So there are a couple of those kind of dinner theater shows. So those are the three. All of them require the same kind of dining reservation, which right now can happen at 60 days out.
Yes. Which is half of what it used to be.
Half of what it used to be for on-property guests. But now everybody can do it at the same time. Now, for people who are staying off-property and they have a 4-day ticket or whatever, they can only reserve reservations for the day that is the 60th day. So if I'm going 60 days from now, 61 days from now, 62 days from now, and 63 days from now, today I can only make reservations on the 60th day.
The first day.
Tomorrow I have to wake up again, and then the next day I have to wake up again. If you're staying on property, you can make reservations for your full stay at the 60-day mark.
Yes.
So the longer your stay, this is one of the strategies of making your reservations, is to think of the reservation that is the most difficult to get. I would say right now that is a Topolino's Terrace breakfast character reservation.
Wow.
That is a new a restaurant at the top of the Riviera Resort. It's the newest character meal. It has Mickey, Minnie, Donald, and Daisy, which is also, other than actually, I don't think, anyway, I could try to tell you which characters are at which meal, but we don't need to get into that right now.
Gosh, that would take, that's a whole show.
But it is incredibly popular. Wow. But you think of what is the hardest reservation to get, and can I make that reservation on my last day or toward the last few days of my stay, your odds of getting that reservation are higher.
Go up, yeah.
They're still very, very hard to get. Yeah. So I think, and a lot of people, you and I think have very different strategies when it comes to table service. And again, part of that is I think you go shorter amount of times more frequently. So sitting at a restaurant for an hour or an hour and a half feels like not a great use of your time. Am I remembering that correctly?
Yes. When I go with a kiddo.
Yeah.
That is not. Now, if it's a character meal, then it's perfect. We can go and stay as long as we want to. But yeah. And because until I'll just start at October 1 until the 50th started, kind of all of open COVID, or from that July that it opened to October 1st, there was only one place that we were trying to go and never really struggled to get in there the week that we were there. And so now it's like a whole we touched on it briefly and we don't even need to get into it, but this January, February, and March, I promise you, is the busiest Disney has been in 10 years.
Yeah, that's right.
And so it's just, it's a different monster now altogether. So everything is harder right now. Everything costs more. Everything's harder. I know you get it, and I'm going off on a weird tangent, but okay. But there's one that we always like to go to, and when we get to that pick, it's become my new favorite. But I don't, and part of the reason why is because we almost always stay off property, and since COVID started and Fast Pass went away, there could be some times where I would be okay, so today is March 17th. And there could be days where I'll be, hey, Kim, can I go at the end of April? And she'd be that weekend is fine. And so we would plan trips that late, especially post COVID up to the beginning of the 50th, because it was just, as long as there was I would see, okay, are there reservations available? Cool. Let's go ahead and pick that few days. So that's kind of skewed and doesn't really make this. If we went for a 7, 8, 9, 10 days stay on property. I would absolutely be looking at sit downs.
Yeah. It's funny to me, when Andrew and I were there, we had the fewest amount of dining reservations, and also I would say this summer we didn't when we went. I don't know that we had any, and I felt like it was remarkable to me how much I think that one reservation kind of grounds the day. You can sort of plan around it, especially now with Genie Plus reservations just happening willy-nilly. You have no idea when you're going to be on what attractions. It's such a bizarre feeling, especially as a planner. So on this upcoming trip, we do have, I think we have 4. I can feel your pain in this, because the challenge with that is if let's just say that I got Ohana, right? But no, let me take that back. There were days when we went for the 50th that we could get Ohana, but we weren't going to Magic Kingdom, and it didn't make, it was you have to lose, it's such a pain now, because I would be okay, we got Ohana. Well, let's switch our Hollywood and Magic Kingdom day. Yeah, that's not a thing anymore. So there's I feel like we should get into a whole nother episode. Are we taking notes on what ideas? I know.
But so I feel your pain. That's the, I don't even know that could be considered spontaneity, but it takes away from that. Oh, let's get that week. Let's get it. And you're oh gosh, that literally fouls up 3 days because we wanted to get that reservation, right? We have to change all this. Okay, nope, that day's not available. So that's one of the things that I'm just going to use a foul word. That's one of the things that sucks right now.
Yeah. Well, it's what you just described literally happened to me over the weekend when my littlest said, for a trip that we've been planning for 2 years, and we are now in the very final stage, we are a few days away from this trip. He said, the only 2 things I'm looking forward to is riding Test Track and eating at Chef Mickey's. And I was like,
oh no.
Wait, I'm what? We definitely do not have a reservation at Chef Mickey's.
I'm sorry, Chef who?
Very difficult reservation to get. Another one of the character meals. The food is not terrific, but it is not in a park, which helps. And they call it the Fab Five. So it's the 5, Mickey, Minnie, Donald, Goofy, and Pluto. So it's very popular. Yeah. Anyway, and this is my big tip for this episode when it comes to dining reservations. Don't give up if you didn't get what you want on the 60th day. Mm-hmm. There are lots of ways to score something at the last minute. We have talked about, I think I actually mentioned both of these on our episode about our favorite resources. I know we talked about touring plans a lot, but they have a reservation alert. So you can do 2 at a time. You pick the day, you pick the meat. You could pick the time, but I always suggest doing like lunch, dinner, whatever. And you can actually say, I want to have Chef Mickey's breakfast like any day, Monday to Thursday. You can do a larger window. It doesn't have to be an individual day. And then they will text you an alert when they search and a reservation that fits your filter shows up. Now, you have to immediately make that reservation or it will be gone. Yep. There's another one called mousedining.com.
I think we did both of these at least on our Great Resources episode. Yeah.
Mouse Dining, you have to pay in order for them to text you. It is free for them to email you. So if you have email alerts on your phone, it's fine. I think it should work. Yeah. But because of them, I was able to score a Chef Mickey's breakfast reservation.
Nice.
But it was at 10 o'clock on our Animal Kingdom day. And we're staying at the Polynesian. And I was like, so then I kept thinking, well, we'll do it the next day. And I kept looking. And then I thought, actually, the easiest thing at this point is to change our park reservations.
Yes.
So that's what we did. We swapped our.
Well, at least it was available. That's what's good.
It was available. Yeah. So this is complicated for sure. The other thing that I haven't done because I feel pretty set at this point for our trip, but it is, there's a $10 per person cancellation fee.
Yes.
So a lot of people cancel their dining reservations the day or 2 days before.
24 hours is the magic number.
So if you're really, really dying for a specific thing and you're willing while you're there to be refreshing that search for dining, it is very possible that you will get it. So don't despair. It's not always going to work. I actually am on a group, Facebook group where someone got Chef Mickey's, Topolino's Terrace, and I think the the one at Animal Kingdom. It's not Tiffin's, it's the other one, the character meal there.
We've done that one. I can't remember.
Scored all of those while she was there on vacation. So don't give up on those at all.
Yeah, I would say that most of the ones that we've got. Well, let's just jump in. So my favorite one right now is the Skipper Canteen at Magic Kingdom. I love the theming of that restaurant, the stories all throughout. There's so much hidden stuff in there that is crazy. I won't go into detail, but I've fallen in love with that, and I've scored it every time while we were at Walt Disney World.
Yep.
During the pandemic.
Can we get it? Yeah.
And most of that was 24 hours out when we wanted to go. We started looking. So we started looking at 2 o'clock, then 3 o'clock, then 4, so you're still doing the hashtag pound the app. It still works with the dining reservation piece. But I would say even right now, it's a flip a coin, right? I can't ever think, but right now, are there more that could potentially become available because it's so crowded and people are changing their mind last minute? I would beg that that's a potential. Yeah. So it's maybe even more worthwhile now.
Yeah. And the other thing, on the My Disney Experience app, you can look at tomorrow's reservation and you can look at 2 days from now just to see, as if you were there, what is coming up in 24 hours, in 48 hours. So practice. And I mean, I love that app. I think if you use it more and practice, it's going to become more intuitive for you when you're there.
Unknown call. I think I got a phone call.
Oh.
Why that came through, I have no idea.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay. So now I have to pick my favorite.
Yeah. I mean, I should have said, Skipper Canteen Le Cellier.
Ooh, I've never eaten that either one of those. Oh gosh. I mean, this is the joy. I will eventually.
There you go.
Eat it, all of them. My favorite. Okay, I'm going to qualify this. My favorite character meal is Garden Grill at Epcot.
Okay.
I love it.
Interesting.
It is low-key chill. The way the restaurant is designed, it is not a large open space that is full of people and noise. It is a circular, it actually turns. You can see Living with the Land, which I love that ride while you're eating. It is family style. Buffets are not my jam. The food is delicious and the characters are adorable. It's Chip and Dale and Mickey and Pluto.
Love it.
I love that. I love that restaurant. Yeah. And, I have to say, Andrew and I have done, so we went by ourselves, but when we went with the kids not too long ago, 2019, I think we did a date night and we ate at Yachtman Steakhouse.
Okay.
It was so good.
Nice. Bougie.
It was, that was when we were on the dining plan and that is the signature meal. So that's 2 credits. We literally were like assigned the boys and then we dropped them off at one of those super cool. That's another episode I want to do is like things I never thought I would do at Disney that I ended up doing and totally loved. Putting our kids in like a childcare experience was absolutely one of them and they loved it. But it was, it wasn't like, I feel like, California Grill was just so luxurious and it is a once in a lifetime meal and it was so special. But there was something about Yachtman's that felt a little more grounding and just cozy and I think we felt a little more relaxed being there. It just wasn't quite as like the service was incredible. I was surprised at how much I liked it.
Very cool.
So good.
Yeah. I've never heard anything bad. So.
Oh yeah. I feel like people talk about like signature restaurants and that one, I think people, especially when it comes to steak, Le Cellier.
Yeah.
That's where everybody talks about going for really good steak. But anyway, that was really good.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to cut this one a little bit short. At this point, I feel like we could go into other things that are just going to like make this longer than it needs to be.
So what are people's takeaways from this?
Yeah. So takeaways are definitely think ahead about where you want. When you're making your reservations, if you're staying on property, put your most popular restaurant at the end of your stay. And just do a little Googling, there's so many restaurants. I couldn't possibly rank for you what the most popular ones are. I think character dining is going to be really popular. And also think about your party size. So even though Andrew and I were there in January where there were a lot of people, it was just the 2 of us. So we scored reservations much easier than parties of 4 or 6. So I think that's going to make a difference. I think creating these alerts and don't give up. You can keep looking. And then there are some fabulous restaurants that are not so high in demand.
Yes.
We ate at Olivia's at our home resort and
you've raved about this.
So good. Go to Disney Springs. There are great restaurants. Hop on a boat and float on up to Old Key West and eat at Olivia's. I think Skipper Canteen is another terrific example. I think people might be a little nervous because it has a little bit of an exotic menu, although it's really just like fried chicken and, but that's another one I think that is so good and people aren't booking it like they are other things. So
it's kind of under the radar a little bit, I think.
I think it is under the radar. I'm trying to think of other ones that like Epcot or, again, I think 2 of the ones that are a little bit more challenging to get, Sci-Fi Dine-In, Driver, Dine In Driver. That is a great place to eat. We're going to try the 50s diner for the first time when we're there. So yeah, I think I would try for what you want. I would do research on other options. Mm-hmm. And I think you're not going to be disappointed. The food is so great. And so I think those are the takeaways.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Okay, so are you in the 2-week window for your family trip yet?
Not quite. Okay. Not quite. But have I started packing? Yes. Have I gotten all, I made these traditions when they were teeny that I didn't know we would be going to Disney World every 2 years for the rest of my life. And so now it's like trying to find the things, which are they each get a little gift every morning when we're at the resort. And, but yeah, nice. We're down to this is the fun part. We're excited. Finalizing the details. I cannot wait to report back.
I know, this is great. We can't wait to hear about it.
Yeah.
Hey, I would highly recommend a great resource as you're planning your trip. It's a podcast called Plan for the Magic.
No kidding.
Yes. Gosh. It is all about learning the best ways to plan for your magical vacation at Walt Disney World. The hosts are amazing.
Oh, really? It's so funny. We'll probably do another roundup of Genie Plus, but since we aired our Genie Plus, of course, Disney has changed. Now Space Mountain isn't an individual lightning lane, all that stuff. So,
I'm expecting you to come back and teach me, oh wise one, because I am in the dark. Ask me if I have updated my Disney app yet.
Oh, you have to do that.
I don't even want to look at it yet. I want to hold on to what I know, as all of my knowledge is just fleeting away by the day.
You know what, though? I think this stuff changes so much. If you really aren't planning to go until the summer, I would just wait to learn it until June, because whatever, again, like when does the Guardians of the Galaxy ride?
Like May is the rumor. Well, it's not really a rumor. I think the VP tweeted it. So
yeah, it was like
I think so.
Memorial Day.
I think it's Memorial Day.
Yeah, so already Frozen has been demoted as well, the Frozen attraction, which we kind of knew that was coming. But
they'll pluck and pull wherever they want to.
Yeah, they will. All right, I will report back with.
Okay, friend, can't wait. Wait, do we have another show before you go?
I don't think so.
Oh my gosh! So the next show will be.
I know.
Trip report.
Oh my gosh.
This is the morning report.
I know. Trip from the Poly.
Oh, so lucky.
I'm so excited.
Never stayed there.
Oh, man.
And you'll get there before all the construction starts for the new resort.
That's right. Yes. Yeah. And we'll see, because I'm trying to think I don't think we've even went there the last 2 times we were there, but we're doing major construction to the lobby area and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah. I think that's all done. Oh, pro tip. It is definitely worth watching the water pageant. It is very different for the 50th. We got to see opening night. It is really cool. They've added a whole bunch of 50th related stuff. I will not. So please.
So great to know. I mean, we would do that anyway, but
it is a do not miss now.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you for the reminder.
You know it.
All right, my friend.
Okay. Enjoy your trip.
Talk to you later. Thanks. Bye.